everybody, welcome to the Retro Robbins show with me, Wayne, and of course Hemo, who's hiding in the background there. Well, it's going to be a dual crash smash day today as we go through two magazines. Yes, issue number 39 and 40 respectively, as we take a look at the 5 crash smashes in total between those two magazines that we're going to have a look at, give them the re-review treatment, and see if they truly deserve that Crash Smash badge. Crash Smash badge, for those that don't know or haven't seen the show before, is any rating 89 or over. Now, normally it's 90% or over, but in the early issues of Crash Smash, you may remember that some got 89% and was given a Crash Smash, so I'm going to stick with that. Unfortunately, I don't use a percentage. I gave them marks out of 10. So, to me, does it stand the test of time? Is it still going to be a Crash Smash to this day? Then, hopefully, we're going to play some more recent games. Hopefully, one or two homebrew games that I've managed to see people playing and give them a rating of their own, as well as news from the upcoming events such as Crash Live. You've already missed RCM The Gathering, which was fantastic, had a good time there and ended up spending way too much money. There's lots of things happening in the background that you don't know about, including me preparing and making stuff here ready for the event, and we're going to make it a bigger and better event than the last year. So it's an event you don't want to miss. Hopefully, all being well, I might even make an appearance at Play Expo Blackpool, which is also another event that I do like to attend from time to time. Unfortunately, you know, my funds are slightly limited and I can't always get around to doing that. And we're going to be playing some Spectrum Next games today. A couple of my favourites and a couple of ones that I haven't played on the show before. We're going to give them a treatment and see what we think about those particular games, or what I think. Remember, today's show is powered. We're using real hardware and it's only a matter of opinion, so please feel free to leave a comment in the comments below as always. Taking a look at our first Crash cover, and that is an absolute buster. It's 39 and it would have cost you £1 from April back in 1987, and yeah, it looks like, well, it's amazing. It's a great cover, that one, isn't it? It doesn't explain what it's actually portraying, really. Some sort of golden alien king almost, launching what, helicopters or something, or spaceships that sort of remind me a little bit of the bugs from out of Lex. Do you remember that sci-fi program Lex, or is it just something I may be seeing? Anyway, we've got some brand new AY tunes on today's show, and this one, it's top secret where it's from, but believe me, it's a fantastic AY tune. Take a listen to this. How dark is that? Right, let's have a little flick through one or two of these pages till we come to our very first Crash Smash, and we'll take a look at that game. And we're going to start big this time round. I'm foreshadowing because we're going to start with an absolute monster of a game that was also, a little clue, see if you can guess what it is, released for the Spectrum Next KS2 as part of its stretch goal. Yeah, well, we got a big advert for the Hit Squad there. I love the one in the middle there, the Sacred Armour of Anterior. One of my favourite games, and I'd love to see a next version of that. Jet Set Willy too. Jeff from the Spectrum show is a bit of a fan of that. He says it's better than Jet Set Willy in some respects. Slightly different, slightly larger. Scooby-Doo's a great game. We're just flicking through one or two of these. Yeah, got loads of... you know that game by Houston, that one there? Still haven't figured it out. Don't know what to make of it, but you know, what an advert! What an advert for that game. Bomb Jack 2. Once I played Bomb Jack, I wasn't too interested in that one. Saboteur 2, Avenging Angel. It's a great game. It is. You could say it was a woke version of the game, if you like. Maybe not. But it was a first female, shall we say, based hero game that I got to play, and I kind of liked it. I didn't get into it as much as Saboteur, but Saboteur seems so different by the mighty Durell as a software company there, and their games are never cheap, but they're always quality. Sigma 7, that's a fantastic game as well. We're going to go through past all of these lower rated. And now we're here. We need to check this out, don't we? So this is the game that we're going to do a dual page on, hopefully. There we have it, the dual page, Head Over Heels. Yes, we're starting big, we're starting with a Crash Smash. Head Over Heels by Ocean. Yeah, would it cost you a whopping £7.95, and that's $10.75 in the United States. Or the Commodore 64 version would have cost you £8.95, so just add a bit more to it. Author John Rickman and Bernie Barnard. Right, presentation 90%, graphics 97%, playability 96%. I'm using a cue card. It's down there. Addictive qualities 95%, value for money 91%. Well, it was a lot of value for money at that price. You expected that not to get a really high rating, but then again it did. Overall rating then, what do you think the overall rating was? You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds to tell me. I didn't hear that, but I don't care. It was a massive, mammoth, huge 97%. Only 3% off 100%. Do you think any game ever got 100%? Do you think any game could ever get 100%? I don't know. Well, Head Over Heels. Let's have a look how this game loads, and on a loading screen we would like to see too. And we started loading the game, and I presume it'll just come up with head. I can do this, by the way. Oh no, head 1. Which TZX file did I use? Did I use the normal one? Probably. This is the 128K version I'm loading. The 48K version is also much similar in the way it loads, I believe. I hope so. Now I've said that, I'm fully committed, so I'm going to be watching how this loads very closely indeed. But yeah, it seems a bit similar. Take the music down a touch. So it's going to be a hyperload, because this is the program that helps it to load that hyperload, and it's probably going to be one of them that starts the graphics. Here comes the hyperload bit for the loading bit of the screen and the actual program. Yeah, this was like a standing speed lock loader from back in the day that a number of games, and I think one of them was Cobra used, and Bobby Bearing all used the same sort of speed lock loader. No, this is slightly different. This is more like Combat Score by the looks of things. Yeah, it's going to be a Combat Score speed loader. I was thinking it was going to do the graphics the way. So the screen's just going to appear with a countdown timer on it, and we'll get to have a look at that loading screen. You know, it's been a long time since I actually loaded this via tape, but normally just load it via the SD card solution, or on the Spectrum Next you put it in your save files, and I load the Z80 file. Anyway, here comes the loading screen, and it's well, it's fabulous, really, isn't it? It's not a lot of anything, but it seems a lot of everything. Do you know? You've got head, you've got heels, if you like. You've got what I conceive to be a sort of Mickey take version of Prince Charles, who we used to take the Mickey out of for having slightly larger ears, which aren't that bad now, are they? To be fair. I mean, if anybody wants to take the Mickey out of me, there's an awful lot to go at, and they very often do. So marks out of 10 for that. Well, I've got to be honest, I think it's a great loading screen. It fills the screen, it's got the Ocean brand name on there, it's got a fantastic name, Head Over Heels. There are little bits of colour clash, nothing major. I mean, like for the donuts, they go from bright red to dark red into various spots, but yeah. The game itself, well, if you have not played this game, you should have done by now. It's a fantastic, and it's an isometric game. Let me straighten my hat here. An isometric game that got quite a high rating. Number of isometric games have been released this by now. We all know one of the first has been Knight's Law by Ultimate, Alien 8 by Ultimate, and there was other games like Hydrofall, and What was the other one? Sweevo's World, or Sweevo's Weird. Sweevo's World, I think you'll call it. That was an isometric game, but there were loads of isometric games all done in this pattern, including some later ones like Batman in the isometric game. Wasn't a bad game at all, that, to be quite honest. I think that, in memory serves me rightly, also got a Crash Smash. So, while this is loading, let me tell you about Crash Live. I've been working on loads of bits in the background, and hopefully we're going to be bringing them to you, including the wide spectrum next. I've got a little section, I'm going to call it All White on the Night. It's a lot of white computers. Not only Spectrums are going to be there, I'm going to put a whole host of computers out, hopefully. And so as you get the chance to play on other systems, if you've never had a chance to play on them, you'll get to have a go on some rare systems. One of them being the Tappan Einstein. I won't be bringing the 256 because I've got not enough software for people to play on that just yet. There's things going on in the background where we're developing stuff there. Anyway, with all that said, let's actually get on with playing this particular game. Okay, so what you get is this loading screen to start with, and I've left my controller behind, but oh, let's initiate the joystick. Oh, it's not working. Okay. So you can use any other keys to select. We want to go for Kempston. Yeah, and once you've selected Kempston, it will start the game in Kempston. Right, so hopefully, yeah. There is no sound at the moment, so I presume that most of the sound will be actually in the game itself. 128K version, I don't know why it's called the 128K version, because it doesn't seem that difference at the moment from the 48K version. But yeah, we've still got to press control sensitivity, we don't need to change, enter. Now, between the cat... Oh, he interrupted me. Right, between the cat and the dog, they got different powers. One can jump higher, one can do things the other one can't do, basically. But the first thing we all try to do, and on the first room, it gives you the chance to get used to these controls, because you have to do this like incredibly precise jump to get up to your first thing you can collect. Each time you collect something, you get a merry little tune. We can go and see where the cat is, because he's in the following room, I believe. Is it the following room after? There he is. We've got a key to swap between me and him, and I think we use... There we go. Doesn't tell you to swap. So we need to collect various items, and you can see what we've got there. We've got naught of that, naught of the horn. The cat can carry the bag. I think it's by pressing fire we enter the next room. Great tile background on the floor there. I mean, when you saw that the actual used pixel art, and you can clearly see where the dog is, he's not getting lost in the scenery. There's a slight little black line around him. Do you know, like to make him stand out a little bit? We need a bit of music, don't we? And how cute is he when he blinks his eyes? I mean, you wouldn't have been disappointed, and then, you know, that is just fantastic graphic artwork for a sprite. A sprite is basically what they call these little, shall we say, graphics that they design that you move in. They're movable sprites, aren't they? They move around on the screen. Those look like toasters to me, and I think that's exactly what they're meant to be. We come to our first puzzle, and this is a good way to get you into the game, because it starts you, and what you have to do is you have to stop that in a particular place, like there, and now he's stopped there. We can use it to go over to that side to collect it, but we've got to be quick, because two of these I think could end up disappearing. Oh no! Oh no, I got that all horribly wrong. So I didn't, maybe I just jumped. Now, finding where to jump on here can be quite difficult, but I think you go closer than you need to. But once you get over those obstacles, and I've already failed. This is a confusing room. You've only got 2 things to jump here, but it feels like when you change screens it looks like you're jumping over 3, and I think I need to jump about there, so I'll take a little rub, and if you jump too close you die, you get a very little shoot, and we jumped over just there. You go. See the way the screen changed then? You know, you're approaching this but it changed, but it's kind of showing you the previous screen a little bit. Don't think I've made it that time. I'm running out of lives rapidly, but I have that time, and we're able to. I mean, you've got to get good at this because you're going to do that a number of times. So the dog can jump up there, 2 of them, where the cat cannot, and we can proceed along the way. And oh no, you've got to be quick, Wayne, quicker than that. We can. All the platforms when you walk back into the room will reappear, giving you a chance to do the return voyage. And a lot of the screens do look very similar. I've got directional control on. I don't like the rotational control. No, that was horrible. I'd rather have directional control. And yeah, those cannot be jumped on, obviously. So it's just an avoidance. You know, I have played this a lot, believe it or not. And even now, because I don't go back and visit some of these games anymore. It's been possibly 30 years since I really played it. I had a brief go on the Spectrum next version. I think we can make it to that. But you've got to find the right place to jump, and I think by the door might just do it. Oh no, maybe I need to drop an object. I'm not sure, but we'll try one more try to see if I can get over there to collect that rabbit. The rabbit is possibly just extra life. We'll have a go at that challenge in a minute. No, it wants to walk forwards before it jumps, so we'll give that a miss. Okay, first real challenge, getting up to that door. We can move. Oh, we can move that, can't we? So, how do I collect that, if I remember rightly? Collection. Oh, swapped. Well, we'll swap for a bit. Yeah, this is conveyor belt, even though there's no real movement or motion on that. So you basically start on the first room, teleport in. That's a spring, because the cat, look at the cat, it's got the smallest jump ever. Yeah, it's head over heels, that's representing a cat. Now, I don't know if you know much about animals, and if you do, then you know. Cats can jump a hell of a lot higher than dogs can. They jump over fences. So I wonder if they got that mechanic the wrong way around. But yeah, we're into the next room, and this is where I suffer with a little bit of vertigo with this game, because you're going up, and when you're going up at games there's nothing underneath it. It can actually give you the illusion of vertigo, you know. So yeah, you can go up and up and up and up, and you're thinking, oh, that's a long way to fall down. But yeah. Yeah, what a game. Right, I do remember starting to come back to me a little bit on how to play it. Yeah, the cat can't. The cat's got to collect things. So I'd have to collect that, put it on top of there in order to jump any further. Oh, and this was a fun room as well. There's Charles. Right, we need to strategically use this sort of joystick to place him in a place where we can jump on his head. I think that is the way to do it. So you usually use the tiled floor to roughly get you where you need to go. On this occasion, you know, I'm going to need to push that block up, something I didn't do, because the cat's got a terrible jump. It's coming back to me. Solving these puzzles and that, you know, they do come back to me eventually. Just a couple clicks more, that's it. Okay, now hopefully, and look at the conveyor belt as well. There we go. Now, have we got it right this time? Yeah. Oh. Oh, I'm killing off the cat somewhat rotten at the moment. Yeah, there we go. We got a bag now. We should be able to collect things, shouldn't we? Once I remember out. There we go. We collected the bag. And now that we've collected that, we'll have to reset that because we didn't mean to do that. So I need to get that pushed in the right place. So you have to be standing on top of them, by the way, to collect them. There we go. Right, using the floor tiles to help me with the alignment a little bit. I can jump on there. I can press enter. And if I can press enter and jump at the same time, which I can do, hopefully. I need to press enter, jump and forward at the same time. And I didn't manage to do that. Oh no, it's a trackable robot. This was a nightmare. I used to hate this. You've got to outwit that robot somehow. And now I have done. Ha! Get lost. Yeah, and we're through to the next room and a change of scenery. And we do need to click those to take another challenge. Sometimes though, even though we're outdoors, you can go ways that you don't realise. But okay. We all know what this game's about. We've all probably played it, and does it stand the test of time? Absolutely. It's magnificently well done, well created. Room and map is really sizable. Graphics are superb. There's enough colour in there. Yes, the main screen itself is monotone, but that was making it even better in some respects because they do change colour. You know, they'll go, but the whole room changes colour simply to keep the game looking colourful and great. It's a great play, and it really is a tough game. I would say it's a lot easier than other isometric games like Night Law. I think this is an easier version of Night Law, and there's more to do. It does remind me of the Batman game of similar. Yep. What do I consider? Well, I wouldn't change it for the world. Remember, please remember to hit a comment below, hit the like button if you want me to help this channel grow and you enjoy some of this content. I'm going to give this a full 10 out of 10. Yeah, it's superb, and it certainly deserved that Crash Smash rating of 97%, which was a lot of money. Do you agree? Let's move on to the next Crash Smash for today from issue number 39 of Crash even. That is music in the background, and it's coming from the ENDURO. I'm using the ENDURO for music today. Sometimes I like to use real hardware, like the Spectrum, but the ENDURO is basically real hardware. The tow truck's been put away for a bit, so we won't be doing that. I ball then. I do ball, and I ball a lot when I play this game because, quite frankly, I find it annoyingly hard and frustrating because I'm rubbish at shoot 'em ups. Maybe marginally better than TJ Ferris. We love you, TJ. Keep up the good content. Would it cost you £1.99? Firebird. And the presentation was given 87%. The graphics given 86%. Playability also given 86%. Addictive qualities, really, I'm not sure I agree with this, was 89%. I preferred this when I got the cheats, I'll be quite honest with you. I went all Tez on it and got cheats and completed it. Sorry Tez, but you are a man for using the hacks to help you play these games in this modern day age, but you also do great videos, so keep up the great content. Value for money, oddly, now considering it was only £1.99, which, well, forgot to mention that would have been a lot less in cents as well. Would have been about 2 cents something, $2 and about 20 cents, roughly there or thereabouts. Not given the exchange rate taken into maybe I should do the exchange rate for that period of time. That would be a lot of extra research. Was given 93%. Now the first Crash Smash Head Over Heels was given 91%, and that was £8 practically, you know, $7.95. This was given 93%, 2% more, and it's £1.99. I'm sure it should have been a lot higher than that because it's a budget game, and it wasn't a cheap budget game, it was actually a quality budget game. Well, we need to basically loaded now, don't we? And have a look at what it is we're going to be playing. Well, actually, there's a great bit of voice on this. What is the loading screen like? Well, I can tell you what the loading's like. It's one of the worst loading ever invented, and it was a Firebird special. It's called the beep loader. Yes, if one section actually fails, you can rewind it and play that section back until it eventually loads that bit, which made pirating the games a lot easier because it didn't matter if it was just adjust the tone and the volume a little bit to get it to load that bit. But also made the games a hell of a lot longer to load. And when you're in your teens or your 20s, you know, that seemed like forever, wherein you haven't got the time. You know, time was a different thing back then. What seems to take only 5 minutes to load now, well 4 minutes actually, seemed to take like 25 minutes when you was young, doesn't it? It seemed to take forever, but that wasn't the case. It's just the way that the memory here plays tricks on you, especially when you're getting into your 50s. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. Let's have a look at this loading sequence. There we go. We've started. Eyeball, program eyeball. Oh, was it? Yeah. You know what this is all about, don't you? It's going to come searching, looking, or searching, loading. Eyeball starts with this, and then we get the bleep loader. Searching one, and then we have to wait an awful long time before we actually get a loading screen. And yeah, and I always remember the importance of loading screens, and I've said this many times before, and I'll definitely say it again. The importance of loading screens will make you want to play the game or not. You know, you can sell a game via the way you're loading, but that was back then. Now with an SD card solution or any interface like the Div MMC, you don't get to see the pleasure of the way they load or the loading screens. A lot of that just gets bypassed, which is a sad shame, because what that does, and I've said this before now, is when you're waiting for things to load and you've waited all that time to load, you don't want to load the next game via tape straight away. You know, if you don't like it instantly, you don't reset the computer. You know, you're thinking, oh, let's have another go, let's see if I can work out what to do. It forces you to play it a little bit more, and then you either get into it or you decide that you really don't like it and you'll never load it again. But it's sometimes you have to get over that first start of a game before you get into the interesting part of the game. For instance, there's a great new Crash Smash in the recent magazine. Spoiler alert, if you've got the new Crash coming, yeah, we'll talk about that loading screen in a minute. It's got a Crash Smash Cubics, right? That just looks like a 2D platformer. But then, as you get into the game, it explodes. It comes out to you. It's got a great AY tune, and I've recently did that on one or two of the last shows. What an absolutely brilliant game. We had some great games come out recently for the Spectrum, and all of them, I reckon, are worth a play or two. Let's talk about, first of all, the loading sequence is terrible. I hate it. I always hated it. I was happy to get the multi-phase 1 to 8, and even on my original games, yes, sacre bleu, but I was young at the time, on the B side, I'd save a multi-phase. I'd record over the original recording and put the multi-phase 1 to 8 recording hyperload, because the multi-phase 1 to 8 you could save in hyperload and bypass all of this slow loading and loading quicker, especially with games I liked. So there are a few original cassettes out there that still exist, because I got rid of them all. Not all of them, I've got a fair chunk still in the house, but I sold a lot on that will have a multi-phase 1 to 8 version on the B side. But I was young, so forgive me, and we wasn't worried about preservation back then, was we? Or was we? I probably was with my Crash magazines, because a lot of the times you had cut out things in the magazine to cut out, and I never cut them out, which was probably a good thing, because a lot of magazines you buy now where there's a cut out page, I've either tore the page out and cut it, and a lot of magazines from back in the day, although still exist, aren't that good. Eyeball. That is it. That is all you get for a loading screen. And I was very uneventful. Very uneventful indeed, and almost very disappointing. Yeah, it looks like it's a bit of a lens but it's sort of having the reverse effect because the I and the double L almost is made to look more, well, it's made to get it more in the picture. So, but that is it. I'm very unimpressed, very uninspired loading screen. But because you've got this slow loader and you've waited all that time for the loading screen to come up, you persevered and you waited to get into the game. Not only helped by some of the screenshots on the back of the cassette cartridge, which made the game look, oh, this looks interesting. Let's load it because it looks graphically pleasing and doesn't look like it's a basic game. Well, Firebird hit and miss record with some of the games that they have produced, but this is one of their better ones. Hence the reason why it got the Crash Smash. Does it stand the test of time? Let's have a look at the game in action. Yeah. So you get that. That is probably, that is one of the times where that actually sounds better at the Spectrum bleeper than an amplified through the next output. I'm using the Sinclair Spectrum Next, by the way, issue number 2 to play all these games on today. Now that was, back in the day, a cool effect. There doesn't seem to be any music on this, of course, but, you know, we will endeavour, we'll put some of our own in. Oh, there he is. Do you think I'll make it to the end of the first level without having to put the cheats in? Well, if I don't, I will put the cheats in. Well, before we go through all that again, let's get down to business and start to play this game. Firebird software, well, there we get a presentation. Yeah, we've got to, you know, there's no way of quickly getting past this. Okay, so there we go. I don't know what it says. It sounds like it says power disc. Oh. One touch. Oh no. Yeah, that's what it says there. Yeah, they start, the sprites start stationary, but we've basically just got to get to the top of the maze. So yeah, and we can get weapon power up, so and walking straight into it doesn't help, does it? You know. Anyway, it's a different take on a shooter, because in order to get to the top of the screen, yeah, we've got to. I am dreadful at this game. I truly are dreadful at this game. I didn't say I was any good though, to be fair. Now it said power disc, but I don't know what I've done. Game over. Well, we're going to rectify that now and stop it from killing me, because I'm going to cheat. I'm going to go TJ. Well, not TJ. I'm going to go Tiz Roland all over this, you know. Roland reviews time. Let's hit a hack. Hopefully this works. The hacked version. Yeah, so I can't die now, because I should have immortality, invincibility. And this is the way to play this game for me. But yeah, it's got a really tough game. You can only start by firing up and down, but as you collect weapons, turbo boost, okay, so we can go a bit quicker. As we collect weapons, and we will do hopefully. Single laser, okay, that's better. We can increase the rate of fire, and we're able to navigate up the screens now. I don't think that has any significance. Wow, look at that for graphics, man. That just looks wicked, doesn't it? Smart missiles. Now we have to navigate ourselves around. Because I've got invincibility, you touch any of those, normally you die. But you get to the top. Straight away, you get a score and a time bonus, and because I've put extra time in on the poke as well. Yes, I've gone full Tez. No one goes full retard. Don't go full retard. No, I've gone full Tez. Tez on this. I've gone for the super hack. yeah, so that's stage 1 complete. And we get straight into stage 2, and you get to keep the weapons that you've earned, so you don't really want to die. You want to keep all the weapons you've managed to get. The graphics has changed. The higher up the screen you get, you'll probably find you'll get better weapons even more. You can see your weapons are all flashing at the bottom, and as you collect more and more weapons, more and more of those will flash. And you can change between them as well, so yeah. Extra score. Oh, that's nice of you, but I've got quite a high score anyways. Yeah, I can imagine how this would have been. An absolutely annoying game. I suppose once you've learned, and you can go back down the screen as well. Once you've learned the map and where the, you know, it's going to be a bit easier. But they randomly generate, don't they? And when they randomly generate, it can be different every time you play it. And when it's different every time you play it, and because of that random, you know, ness about it, it just makes it hard to get good at, you know. I suppose you have to be really patient, you know. Shoot everything before they start shooting you. A lot of the sprites are the same though, aren't they? They seem to be not changing between level to level. Imagine trying to get up there and avoiding baddies. How on earth we managed to play games this hard when we were younger. The levels do seem to be quite short. There are some dead ends, as you can see there. But those short levels aren't short when you're considering how hard the game is. Graphically, it's immense. I mean, look at that. Reminds me a little bit of Jetpack, the way that works. So we seem to have only been able to go in one direction there. We couldn't go up that middle lane for some unknown reason. I was bouncing around all over the place. We'll play to the end of this level, and then we'll give you my final conclusion, my thoughts on it. So. I mean, you're getting a lot of rinse and repeat, aren't you? You get the occasional bit of background scenery that changes, but some of it does change. Spray bullets as well. Okay, we've got ourselves another weapon. That's probably because I should have more weapons than I have. I may have lost them simply because I've shot at them. Right, so yeah, the ratings, well, presentation 87%, graphics 86%, playability 86%, dictative qualities 89%, value for money 93%, which I did previously say. It said overall 90%. Do I think it stood the test of time? Well, no. Maybe it's because I find it too hard. Maybe it is graphically pleasing, but there isn't any background music other than what I've provided. I think it was probably overrated. For that reason, I may have probably said 7 out of 10 or 70%. At a push, 7.5 out of 10, but 7 out of 10 I'm going to stick with. And I don't think it was a crash smash. But the people that played it back in the day saw something that I didn't, and obviously did. Crash number 40 then, from May 1987, would have cost you £1. And on the front of the magazine you've got a big picture of a motorbike, and a couple of motorbikes actually, for the arcade game Enduro Racer, which is prominently featured on the front title. That was a fantastic arcade machine. Hopefully I'll get to show you a picture of what the arcade machine was like if you never saw it. You got to actually sit on a joystick, which was the motorbike basically, and you used to accelerate using the left and right. Not all arcades could have that one. Some would just have the steering wheel, but the actual sit-down version, a bit like the Outrun, was fantastic. Still only £1, still value for money, and still quite a thick magazine for back in 1987. You were certainly getting your picture. It's a good bit of work of art, that is. And as always, we like to flick through one or two of these pages before we come to our first Crash Smash. Foreshadowing also the Sentinel, which is a tough game. I don't know how we're going to do that on a play, but we're going to give it a go in a bit. And AMAUROTE, which is one of my favourite games. I absolutely love AMAUROTE, and I'm sure you know that by now if you've watched this channel long enough. There are tips on how to play that, and I will be sharing a few of those with you, especially the 128k version. Now, let's have a look. We got the usual thing we talked about. Oh, we talked about all of these in previous. Yeah, we talked about that as well. Before we come across, look at that. It's sort of like a poster, but you have to tear the other pages out to get the full poster. So you destroy your Crash magazine, which I didn't do. I don't get around cutting out pieces of my magazine, thank you very much. Because sometimes you had cutouts as well. But they wasn't meant to be kept, they was meant to be read, enjoyed, and probably just thrown away. But some of us kept them because we wanted to go back to them, especially if you've got pokes. I made the mistake of ripping all my pokes out and putting them in a poster magazine and ruining Summer magazine. You know, put them in a folder of my pokes so I've got quick reference on how to cheat the games. There you go, there's the arcade cabinet. Look at that, how cool would that have been? I'm not so sure that you'd have been wearing a motorbike's helmet or jacket while playing on that. If you did, you'd be getting very hot very fast. And then we come to the actual game itself. I'm going to give you the full page spread. Thing is, with Crash Smashes, they usually get a 2-page spread, but not on this occasion, in case I cut my words off there. Yeah, they butted another game review at the end of it, so you didn't get its full glorious 2-page spread. I didn't mention from the last previous clip that £1.99 for eyeball would have been $2.66 in American money. Many apologies, some of you do like to hear what it would have cost you in the States. So, Activision, Giga Games and Sega all involved in this, because it's a Sega arcade cabinet, of course. Would have cost you a absolute whopping £9.99. That would have been $13.34 in the United States money. What that is in today's current value would still be a lot. Anyway, you can see the ratings there, as presentation is 90%, graphics 94%, playability 93%, addictive quality is 91%, value for money 86%, so its overall rating was 92%, and you may notice that we were only getting 6 ratings as opposed to previous 7 ratings, which has just simplified it. One is missing. What is missing? Getting started. It was a needless rating anyways. We didn't need it, no matter what. Let's have a look at the way this game loads, and we'll talk about the loading screen. Yep, it's going to start like this, and this has got a strange, you know the way the headers used to bounce on early games that were speed lock loaders, such as Bruce Lee. If you knew you had a bouncing header, you knew that was only 48k. Well, that's changed here because you still get a bouncing header when it's trying to load the speed lock loader, and there's a few different types of speed lock loaders for this one particular game, especially the re-release by the Hit Squad, slightly loaded different to the original. Hopefully I've got the original, but listen to this. Yeah, remember that? Usually if you heard that, you knew that you needed to put it into 48k mode if you had a 128k toast rack, because it wouldn't load, it would have crashed by now. It would have reset before it got to this bit, but no! Now that's been fixed. This will actually load on 128k, because this is a 128k version that we are loading, which probably doesn't have that much difference to it, just a little bit of a difference with AY tune, maybe sound effects too. But we're going to talk about the loading screen, which is coming up right now. A bit underwhelming, mainly text. I'm not so sure the scale of that bike looks right. it looks like he's sitting to his side saddle on his motorbike almost, doesn't it, with his leg like that, and his arm looks a bit weird and a bit big, and that helmet, yeah. Now Airfix, it reminds me of an Airfix model. Airfix models and motorbikes were always the best. My brother, when he was growing up, used to have loads of Airfix models, sort of aircraft carrier, aeroplanes, etc., because the Airfix was the big thing. But I always thought the motorbikes looked the best, especially when you painted the spokes, and I would have loved to have had a go on one building a motorbike in Airfix, but unfortunately them days are gone. And besides, I shouldn't have been left anywhere near super glue then, and certainly definitely not anywhere near super glue. Well, I don't think it was super glue, was it? It was a special plastic glue, but either way would have been good. Anyway, back to the game. There's the loading screen. Let's have a look how it actually plays. Yep, it starts by sliding to the side. We can get all these usual program game graphics and all of that out of the way. Then you get the main menu, and of course it's press enter to select your option, press any other key to scroll down, or is it space to select your option. We're going to change controls, we're going to enter that. We're going to go for Kempston on this occasion. I would like to prefer to play keyboard because it's more responsive, and then we can just start the game. Right, as you can see, we start with music. Funny is, you can move left and right without starting. Now, the first part of the game is really easy. It's not too hard, although my sensitive drivers joystick could have done with taking the sensitivity down. Once the music stops, you don't need AY music really. That's all you get, I think. Other than the fact that the levels, you don't have to load the levels individually with a 128k version. It's hard to keep him centre. Yeah. Little rocks ain't a problem. The scrolling's really quite nice, isn't it? The scaling up of the trees, they're not bad at all. Very well done indeed. Jumping over those first rocks now as you move, and we hope we should make it quite comfortably through this level. I do try to wheelie. Ah, I hit the rock. I got 15 seconds to make it to the end of the level. I think I should do that. I did get off to a bad start. Should change about now. Yeah, there we go. Got to the extended play. Now we don't just get bikes. I've got to remember to pull backwards. The brake is pulled backwards, not what I was doing. I was pressing a button. Buttons don't do anything on this other than change your gear, I think. Yeah, glad to hit the second ramp like I did. It's a bit hit and miss whether you make these. Try to avoid these things is quite hard. I mean, I've just steered into it there, but I did try to avoid it. I think I've got too far to go to get to stage 3. And sometimes the traffic, I mean, this is going to be hard just getting around these. Oh, I've missed it. Quick, can we make the end of the stage? Probably not now. Too many damages gone. Too many damages gone. I'm running out of time. Yeah, there we go. Unfortunately, I did clear the first stage, I didn't clear the second stage. Enduro Racer, was it worth a crash smash? Yes, because it wasn't a bad conversion at all, really. It was very quite playable. The more you played it, the better you got, obviously. Where we got good at the games we played the most, and that was one that I played an awful lot. There was a cheat for it, but the cheat was basically extended time, which meant that you didn't get the same enjoyment that you would have done if you'd have played the game. You got to put your high score in as well, and all of that jazz. Yeah, 9 out of 10. I wouldn't have changed it for the world. Definitely still a crash smash, and I think it's a fantastic game. A lot better than Outrun, a lot smoother. The scaling up the tree was great, and it wasn't bad considering the capabilities of the machine to have that brought to your humble Spectrum. What a fantastic conversion that was, considering what the Spectrum should have been able to do. So yeah, definitely worth the mantle of the badge. Agree? Leave your comments as always in the comments below. Firebird Classic then, the Sentinel would have cost you £9.95 and that would have cost you $13.28. £9.95, just a few pennies cheaper than the game we've just checked out. Yeah, Jeff was one of the guys that did this. The presentation, of course, was given 90%. Change your hat, by the way. Do you want me to change my hat back? Hang on, see if I can do this. There we go. I'm back in the room. The other fella wearing the other hat has gone. Yeah, presentation was given 90%, graphics was given a 93%, the playability was given 98%, addictive quality is 96%, value for money 95%. Well, that's quite high. That's quite high. And it was quite an expensive game, but well, you know, at £9.95 it wasn't a budget game. The next game will be value for money, foreshadowing of course, and this got a whopping massive, another second one actually of the day, that got a whopping 97% overall rating. And as always, we need to have a look at the loading screen, loading sequence and loading screen, which I don't think is going to blow you away in the way it loads. I can promise you that, but we need to effectively show you that. So there you go. There's all the information on screen for you if you want to pause it and read through it. And we're loading. Look at that. Yeah. You know what's coming, don't you? I can't. I might subject you to watch this and see how slowly it loads. I've got myself a sports cap on this to moisten the old gullet there, the lemon and lime drink. Will hopefully cut through. Yep, it's a slow bleep loader. But let's not dwell on that. Let's see if we can actually get a bit better. Get it loaded. Let's have a look at the loading screen, in other words. There we go. Yeah. Firebird's logo, the Sentinel. That is rather... Obviously, you're seeing an eye seeing the Sentinel, who's seeing you. The idea of this game is quite simple. You've got to get to the Sentinel without him absorbing you, and that was not an easy word for me to say. You have to absorb trees along the way. It's a 3D real-time kind of strategy game. You get something like an extra bit of energy for absorbing a tree. He's planting trees in order to possibly block your way or just to make the scenery look better, but you've got to absorb him. And to get to him, you've got to be standing next to him or be able to see the square he's standing on. So you've basically got to get to the high ground, because you can only move to squares that you can see. Now that is the Sentinel. It's sort of like a chess game in its way it's done, but it's a little bit slow moving. But the idea of the game is very unique and original, I feel. And yeah, my hat's not on straight now. No, which way to turn it? Is that better? OCD on where I place the, you know. Anyway, the loading screen is pretty good, to be fair. It doesn't have a lot. I hate the bleep loading. Anyway, you're not going to have to put up with this any much longer, so I'm just going to clip this video. There we go. It's finally loaded. You get obviously the full. We're going to go for Kempston because I happen to have it in my hand. It'll take a few moments for it to render the screen, I believe. This should, yeah, sort of has vibes of that Driller game, or the games sort of in this sort of landscape number. It's coded. it's not coded, you just have to choose a landscape, so you go from 0, 0, 0, 0, so you can save your progress. Now it's, there you go, that's the map you're presented with. The Sentinel will be usually quite high up. You'll be able to rotate around really slowly, press any key. Just very slow to get into this game. Okay, so now by moving the cross along, we can move, and if we press that, we can probably absorb this tree. But as soon as we make our move, the Sentinel will probably know where we are. We should be able to see him. He's usually quite high up from where we are now. Yeah, that's a unique landscape, to say the least. And you can look at the map any time you like, I think, on this. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure you press a key to see where the map is. And as the horizon drops down, we can see there's a tree there. I'm just scanning going probably 360 to see if we can see the Sentinel. There's the Sentinel. So ideally he's facing the opposite direction at the moment. Well, when he is facing us, we'll know, but we can move to any one of these squares, but we can also absorb a tree. We need to be able to see the square we're on to absorb a tree. It's easy for me to say. Now, if we can, we're on a lower level at the moment, so let's say, let's move to there. Yeah, I think we couldn't move to there. Try that one then. Interestingly, you can change the colour of the screen. Excuse me. I'm getting a bit of a sore throat. You can change the colour of the screen. I mean, you won't be able. That's the Sentinel at night time. So you can vary it between various different colour cycles to make things a little bit clearer. I think if we can. Forgot how to move. Oh, that's very green, isn't it? That's the original, isn't it? Let's see if we can get a tree that's down here to absorb. I'm having trouble saying that word. We need to look around. I'm not going to play this, to be fair, too long, because it's going to be a long game to try and get into. It's very slow moving, but I think I've explained it reasonably well. Yeah. Can we, or can we not? Don't know if you have to hold the button down to do it. I forgot how to play this, you know. Anyway, we'll get the Sentinel back in view. See if he's moved any. It's just very sluggish in the way it rotates. Yeah, he's still facing the same direction, but that's what you've got to do. That's the premise of the game. It's different, but is it a crash smash? 97% says yes. I can't, without playing it properly, and it was a game I wanted to get into because it looked interesting. Without playing it properly and getting it to knowing the right keys to press, I should have done a bit more research. I remember wanting to play properly when I was younger. I just couldn't quite get into it, but I'd say, yeah, it's so different. It can't be anything less than 90+%. So it's original thinking. It's almost like a chess game in its own right, but it's a strategy, it's an action, and it's slow moving. You know, it is a slow moving game, there's no doubt about that, but it, just like you have to absorb the trees, this kind of absorbs you into it. And unless you then got the inlay card to read the controls, etc., you won't get any further than that. But you can see how it's going to be a game that's going to be a really interesting play when you get into it. It's just getting into it's not easy. So yeah, I'm going to say 9 out of 10. I can't devalue that from what I've played. Moving on then to the last crash smash of the day. In this magazine, you also had this fantastic map of the sacred armour of Anteriad, and that was very handy for me because before the map was actually published, I had no idea how to complete this game. But this told you where all the objects was you needed to collect in order to complete the game, and of course you got up to the top and detonated. Someone drew a fantastic map. Sometimes these maps were drawn with real screenshots and just printed and put together, and then sometimes people knew the game inside out. They was able to memorise it and draw it in an artistic way, and this is one of those prime examples where that was drawn in an artistic way, and it did what it needed to do. It helped you navigate through the map. For instance, the gates were there in order for you to get a quick back to your suit. There were certain gates you could go through. Of course, if you lost your suit in certain spots, you'd have to try and get to that gate, and that was almost 90% of the time impossible to do, but occasionally it would come in handy. And here's one of those things I was talking about, the Dragon's Lair. You could have cut your magazine to shreds cutting these out and creating these, and that would have devalued your magazine. So a lot of magazines of Crash haven't survived the present day because they've been missing one or two of these pages, which I never did, fortunately. And that's what I was talking about earlier in the video. Of course, a lot of the times I bought Crash for these sort of things. The playing tips, the pokes, the hacks to hack the loader. And very often I would go, before I even bought the magazine, and have a look to see how many pokes were in it. And if there wasn't enough of them in there, it kind of put me off getting the magazine in a hurry. But if there was always a poke there for a game that you may have, oh wicked, we could simplify the process and we can complete this game and claim that I've completed the game. Oh, honestly, without cheating or not. And then we come to the actual game, and once again it didn't get a doubles page spread, and it should have done, because to me it was awesome, but it did get a very high rating, which was AMAUROTE. Mad Producer Games, £2.99 budget game, and you got the 128k version on some cassettes. Would have cost you $3.99. That sounds like a British price, doesn't it there? Brimley design, and this game I absolutely love. Presentation 93%, graphics 93%, playability 92%, addictive qualities 94%. That is a lot higher for me because I've played the heavens out of this. Oddly, value for money 94%. I would have thought that would have been a whole lot higher, considering the 1 to 8K version has got great music, but not just a beaty tune music, it has a very spooky tune music, including cutscenes, slightly out of scale. Overall rating then, well, that was possibly massive too. According to this, I've got 2 ratings, 92% or 96%, and I think it was more 96%, so I need to check on that, even though it's written on the screen there on what the actual rating was. The loading sequence in this game is very uninspiring. It's just a normal loading, as you would do. But the loading screen, however, was not. The loading screen was pretty good, and that will be coming up any minute now. On this 128k version, you don't get to see the loading screen appear until the end, until the attributes are written in. And there you go. It's odd because it looks like there's a gondola in the background, some sort of gondola, but it's not a gondola, it's just not in the game ever. However, those futuristic buildings that are standing out behind there that look like, well, mushrooms, are fantastic. The graphic loading screen is pretty good. The AMAUROTE sign was nicely done. Mad Games is there with their logo, which is fantastic. But there's just something slightly wrong with that lady's hand. It doesn't quite look good. The face of the guy and the lady are spot on. You can't knock that. The colour, to get the dark and light here, you're going to get a bit of colour clash there, obviously. Very blocky. But as loading screens go, that is really, really nice. And it's an iconic loading screen for what I consider, to me, as one of the most, it's in my top 10 best games ever produced for the ZX Spectrum. I have not seen the likes of which of this game since created to this sort of high quality. Anyway, we're not going to wait all that long for this to load, because I'm going to edit this video and get you where the game actually starts. Yep, straight away, bang. That music is the only time you will hear this, because there's two AY tunes. There's one on the title screen, and you can change the colour of the screen edit any time, and there's one in the main room itself. Keys are odd because they're Q, A, P, L, and there's X, Z, C, V and B required, and they basically go up and down the screen in whatever direction you want. You choose a tone. Kempston is not enabled. There is not a joystick you can play with this unless you've got a programmable joystick. Anyway, we'll start with that one. As soon as you press space, which is your fire button, you are welcomed. Now this game begins. You've got this great intro sequence, which is, you know, from a budget game, above and beyond what you'd expect. Although if they've got a helicopter, you know, and they're dropping a pod to destroy these mutant flies, you'd think they could just use the helicopter, wouldn't you? Huh? Or maybe something to do. Straight away, I'm in the thick of action. The key to playing this game is to do not kill the queen till the last. Get them to follow you. Oh, I've missed. Now, that bomb will bounce and continuously bouncing until it actually hits something. When you can see that red marker at the bottom, and I'm taking damage as well, that means it's hit something. It's probably done a bit of district damage. And I've got 17% damage, so you have to sort of do a now I've got two of them chasing me, which is never a good thing, because when you get more than one chasing you, it starts to slow the screen down, which is the criticism that was neglected to be mentioned, I think. Right, so we just got to time this bomb to the right one. Oh, I've accidentally requested the super bomb, but yeah, now that bomb is going to continually bounce. Oh, we may need a rescue. I've changed the screen because I'm trapped and I don't want to lose energy. Rescues cost money, repairs cost money, and that will take away some of your dosh. So we've been rescued, and when you get loads of them homing in on you, it's a good thing to do that. And now we need a repair, and that will cost money. There we go, we're back to normal. And I like the flying ones. The flying ones are quite easy to kill. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kill a number of these and show you the end result of the level. You can outrun these, but to outrun them takes a little time. Listen to the way that music suddenly changes, especially when you're being pursued. What atmosphere that gives to the game is unreal. The arrows there, if I press say That'll point towards the queen, that'll point towards the flies, that'll point towards the super bomb. That's X, V and C. We're after all the flies first, that's what we need to kill. And I've just run directly over one, two, and my damage has gone up. But it's not a good thing, it's not a bad thing when they're following you, because it makes it easy to hit them. Because you're able to... I've missed them both. After I said that, I've missed them both. I can get them trapped behind there for a bit. You know, they don't know how to walk around objects. Which is just as well, really, because I'm waiting for that thing to stop flashing red, which means I can now launch another bomb. Imagine if you could hack this game so you could basically launch multiple bombs rather than just one at a time. And that's where this game falls down a little bit, because it slows the gameplay right down and feels like it's going to be a long journey to complete this game, because it will be. Yeah, I've just killed two of them in a row there. Well, hopefully haven't got that many more to kill. But yeah, the arrows actually change colour and get brighter and whiter the closer you get to the victim. Now, them ones that are flying are the easiest to kill, but also can be the hardest to get to, because there's certain parts of the terrain that you just cannot walk over. So you need to wait for him to stay, got him, still long enough for you to do that. And now I've got one that should be chasing me. As soon as you touch them, they want to... As soon as you give them the scent of blood, shall we say, that's when you got to run. Still one more to go. Okay, we're going down to get him now. There could be two, actually. I can see him. I saw him in the edge of the screen. Is he going to go into an area where I can get to? That particular ground that's striped, you can only go in one direction, almost like it's a ploughed field. And I've missed him. And I've got the other one inside there as well, and I'm up to 66% damage, so this is going to take some outrunning. Got him that time. Sometimes if the arrow is pointing in more than one direction at one go, it means there's two in the area. If you know it's flicking around quite fastly. Oh, now he's got the scent of blood. Once they touch you, they follow you. And in later levels, and the more levels you complete, this is where it becomes a problem, because they can be quite faster than you. They can actually move quicker than you. And that game gets really hard. So, still another one to go. This is going to be a long play to get this. I think I ordered the super bomb. Can't remember. I don't know how many flies, whether they vary the level, because I've never counted them. I just carried on killing them as many as I can. Yeah, see this ground here? You can only walk in one direction, and if there's a blockage at the end of it, you're in trouble. But what I need to do is I need to get a repair, because I'm, you know, quite badly damaged up until that point. I love the way the music changes in a minute. When you kill the last fly, that's going to be annoying, because it's going to bounce forever. Sometimes it bounces forever. When you kill the last fly and you've got no more to kill, obviously it'll just go blank. I've missed again. Oh. And because I've walked all that distance, yeah, I need to stop that flashing from red before I can launch my next bomb. Even if it goes off the screen, it's still got good intelligence to pursue you, but I'm outrunning this one quite comfortably. No! Let me get this pursuit a little bit. Right, this is going to be it, hopefully. I've trapped him behind a tree. No, don't turn back. He lost the scent of me, so they can actually lose the scent of you, if you know what I mean. Well, that's the way I sort of place it. Dramatic music, perfect timing. Gotcha. And there you go. So what we need to do now is we need to go and find the super bomb. And because I've already called it, it's a case of just following the arrows till they get brighter, and hopefully we can run into that. And you only get one super bomb before you have to recall another one. Then we have to go and find the Queen, and this should guide you to the Queen. Those arrows will get brighter, but I'm a long way away, I think. I think we will need to take a left turn. Yeah. There's the Queen. Now this is fairly easy to kill the Queen. I mean, we can get her into view. Go there, two back. Once you're facing the direction, you launch a bomb, and then you get a sequence. And that's that level clear. And then we go back to the menu where we select what city we save next, and so on, so forth. So you can see now that that is fully saved, and we move on to, and the architecture in various cities does change. Do I consider that an all-time classic? Well, you know the answer to that. Yes, to me that is a full 10 out of 10. That's a full crash smash, and it's a game wholly worth playing. Highly recommend it, especially if you've got 128k. The 48k version is the same game, just without all the cut sequence and the AY. It loses a little something, but it's still an incredibly great play. And that's the last one, so I think we'll move on to either some homebrew, or maybe we'll vary it a little bit and we'll go into some Spectrum next games first. Delta Star Earth Defense. I've not played this before, but it was from 2018, it's the next game, so I thought, well, this needs to be included on the show. And yeah, okay. First thing, you've already heard this AY tune because I've had it in the show earlier. Earlier on during the show, this AY tune, 6-track beauty, made an appearance, well, to the ear. There's something about that screen that bugs me, but doesn't look good. Let's take a look at the credits. And I presume it'll go straight to Kempston keyboard. It's going to be a shoot 'em up, as you probably well know. Right, there we go. Bullets, B-L for letters. There's an F for fireball, S for shield, and the extra life is a heart. Okay, so we've got power-ups and everything. Joystick, J joystick is off. Well, no, we want joystick is on, don't we? Oh, I see. Okay, I get you. Press fire. Let's go. Go, 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 go. Right, we've got a basic Space Invader. Now, because I've not played this before, I don't know the patterns that they're going to come down. Ah, so you don't get destroyed straight away. You do have an energy life, which is kind of good. But yeah, if you wanted a Space Invaders for your next, this looks... Oh wow, I like that. That's nice. Scaled up there for large. Seems to take a long time to destroy them, so I'm obviously going to need a power up. And I can see a bee coming down. Oh, you shoot it, do you? Oh, that's better. So you have to shoot the bonus to get the right bonus you want. Ah, wicked. Great, level cleared. Brilliant. There don't seem to be much sound. Oh, it's a lot easier, isn't it? We're definitely going to need that heart, aren't we? Dual cannon, that's better. Level cleared. And the next wave appears. But you get to keep the weapon that you had previously, which is okay. I don't mind that at all. Oh, I can see there's a pattern appearing here. I wonder if each various alien invader there has a different pattern, or do they all have the same sort of pattern per level? I want both of them. Oh, that's got to be probably the better weapon. I haven't got the shield yet, so I've got to hit it at least 4 times for the shield. It's fairly easy to get into. Some nice... Oh, we've got a boss fight. And I've already hit him twice, so I've lost all my shields now. When you flickering like that, and I'm not going to be able to do much, hopefully he's not going to be coming over this way. Ah, he's bobbed back up, has he? Okay, I can see how this could be a problem. I've got him again. He got me this time. Let's get rid of his henchman, if you like. He's gone red, so perhaps one more hit. I've got to wait for him to get down. Loving the background though. You know, that gives a real nice vibe to it. I mean, yeah. I would like... Oh, right. Game over. Press fire. What happened there? Did I roll into him? Yeah, that's a pretty quick game. A pretty cool game. I kind of like it. Delta Star. And that will be available, I'm sure, on... I've got to find out where that's available. If I find out where it's available, I'll stick links to all the games below when I can. Most of them, well, 90% of them are all available on each IO. So that's your go-to download website. A lot of them you do have to pay for, especially next games. It's not a problem. They're new off, they're hot off the press. They're not that expensive. I'm sure this one is not going to be too expensive. But what a great little game. What a great little shooter. I could really have fun with that and probably set it up on one of the nexts for people to have a play at the next Crash Live event. Marks out of 10? Yeah, I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. I quite enjoyed it. I've got to go back and play a bit more. I wonder if there'll be cheats available for all these new next games. Montana Mike! Montana Mike. Looks like it's the same people that done the last game have done this game as well. Looks like a fat version of Indiana Jones. Whenever they wear hats like that, apart from me, it always gives me a Rick Dangerous vibe. And I'm wondering if this is going to be much the same. Came out the same year, 2018. Check out the credits, won't be many, I shouldn't think. Yeah, okay, that's cool. That's cool. And if it's anything like the last game, all I have to do is press fire on this joystick and we're straight away. Mexico! Montana Mike. Okay, a little bit for you to read through there. Locate and receive a rare treasure. Yeah, he's outside at the moment. The crystal egg. I'll take it by press fire. So, right. Yeah, okay. Up and that is jump. We got down for duck. Cool. Oh, you can crawl. So yeah, that's okay. Right. I can see something in the roof there. Is that going to come down? Oh yes, it is. But I didn't even jump. Oh, there's some ladders there. Well, steps. You can hardly see those steps, to be fair. Well, that was good timing. So, Oh, this is where you have to duck. Okay. Right, we've got sound effects and we've got good graphics really, but what we don't have, I'm afraid, is... Oh, I got the two in one go. Is any music at all, which is a shame. It would be nice to have some music in the background, because just the sound effects alone is not going to fill the game gaps. Oh, crikey. Oh, there was a drop thing as well. We got a, oh, well, there's no point me going over that because it looks like there's a door that's locked. So we've got to unlock the door. There's a swinging rope there. I don't know how well that's coming up on your picture. But, oh, it looks fairly clear from here. Ooh, that took a couple of... Is that bridge? Yeah, okay, we're cool. I can see we got some more steps here. Yeah, that's a heart. We don't mind a heart. That's nice, I like it. Oh. Well, I didn't mean to do that, but yeah, that ball rolling, you could see where the roof was raised slightly. It was pretty obvious what you had to do there. You had to jump over it. I'm not liking this. Now, I'd rather use the keys for this sort of game because I can't get the jump at the right moment that I'd like. These are going to be tricky to negotiate, aren't they? I wonder if it'd be quicker for me just to get out of the room and try and, yeah, like that, come back and then just try a few of them. Now, do they come back? Yes, they do. So that was absolutely pointless, me killing off all the baddies if they're going to return. So we've got to bear that in mind, that when we next enter that room, we can't obviously go... Oh! What got me? What got me? Right, let's give that one more go. I enjoyed that, to be honest, because it's the first time I've ever played it. But now we're aware of the pitfalls. Yeah, we learnt about that trap last time, didn't we? So, yeah. Ah! I didn't even know I could collect that. Oh, it's a gun? That's brilliant. I didn't know I got a gun. Well, would you rather believe it? Would you believe it? Yeah. So I've got a gun, have I? Oh. I'm already down to 2 hearts, which is not good. Well, that's not a great start, is it? I'm down to 1 heart now. Them bullets don't last long, do they? Well, we can get one of the hearts back, that's for sure. Oh, took me time ducking, didn't I? Just about narrowly avoided that. I'm back down to 2 hearts. I'd rather just drop off the ladder. Perfect. Now, was there something here I had to avoid? No, we was okay here. I think it was the next room. This was one of the... So if I carry on moving and then just jump... That's better. I've got a way of doing that now. I'm kind of pleased about that because I was struggling before. Ah, I bet that spike got me, didn't it? But there was no need to go that way. So why did I... That spike must have got me, and I can see there's no more spikes. We've got to keep an eye on the roof. Got to keep an eye on the roof. Come here, Snakey. So we can drop off here, we can go down the steps. Now, I wonder if we've got to go that side. Or... Was that a rock that went across then? Is that going to come back? Ah! I didn't mean to press down. I can see, you know where it suddenly started crawling on the floor? I haven't seen this on Bap's Arcade show on What's Next, so maybe I should keep an eye out on that. Right, we need to duck here and crawl across. That was obvious. Right. Oh. I can see the steps, but I can't reach them, so maybe that's just not the way. Maybe we've got to go back on ourselves. Oh, crikey, we've got to be fast here. Have I missed anything? Not as far as I'm aware. Ah! Can we collect that? What is that? I don't know. Okay, so there is something we did miss. We've got a heart anyways, that's cool. I'm glad that's a slow moving one. Well done, Wayne, you lost your complete heart there. Gotta be careful now. Gotta be careful. So, maybe we gotta go back to that screen where there was a rope swing. Yeah, do we get a certain amount of whips? I don't think so. There's no passageway through there. That doesn't matter because we know. Yeah, so we've got a rope swing now. I wonder how we get onto that. Oh, and I'm dead. Wow, there we go. Oh, not bad. I quite enjoyed it. Need a cup of tea. I would say it was in the early days of the next, isn't it really, when this come out? Because 2018. I like it. It's not Rick Dangerous. It doesn't have a feel of Rick. It looks similar, but it's nothing like Rick Dangerous. Rick Dangerous, you're forced to move. You know, you can't stop because of that. It's not. I can see it's got an Indiana Jones type theme. It's sort of based on Indiana Jones, but yeah, I enjoyed that. I wonder if there was any cheats or hacks for it. Big bushy beard. Marks out of 10, I'm going to say 8.5. 8.5 out of 10. Montana, oh, so let's just call it Indiana Mike. You know, if you're going to rip off Indiana Jones, you might just call it Indiana Mike. Indiana Mike. Don't forget the hat. 8.5 out of 10. I like that game. This must be also available from the Sinclair Spectrum Next website, I should imagine. If not, I will try and find links for this one, but usually these sort of games, as I said previously, are available on itch.io. What do you think? Did you like that game? Ooh, that kind of explodes at you, doesn't it? DUNGEONETTE! A game from the same people. 3 games that are very similar in style, but graphically very pleasing too. I'm not sure what that pink thing is with 3 eyes, but it's about as hideous as I am. Actually, it's not that bad. The green thing sort of reminds me of the Ghostbuster, the ghost of the Ghostbuster, and the knight. It wouldn't work, would it? There's no way a small knight like that could carry a sword that big. It'd be me trying to carry a tree trunk to beat, you know, but anyway. It's not about the scale, it's about the gameplay, and we're going to have a look at what this game is about today. Credits, let's hit the sea. We've got a bit more on the screen for credits, so we just have to press space or fire to start the game. Yeah, not a lot there really. By the next team, Gary Lancaster, yeah, Mike Daly. Ooh. With special thanks to those, of course. Right, there we go. So we've got a gold key, we've got a green key, we've got an axe. Okay, armor. That's fine. Use keys Q, A, O, P, and space, or just, well, I'm using joystick. Right, so I think we have got something that looks a little bit like an attic attack version of a game, top-down isometric simulation. Well, we can go through there. Can we go through? Not yet. So we can only go one way at the moment. We can't destroy him, really? Okay. That door seems to be locked. Is it one of them that will open after a while? Do you get various monsters that appear in the room if you're staying there too long? At the moment, no. It seems to be okay. Oh. Well, that was brutal. That floor's got glass on it, so yeah. We found some food. Well, how do you destroy anything? He's got a big sword and I can't seem to... I haven't killed anything yet. Oh. That's not a collectible, that's locked. You can't go through that table. We'll have the apple in a minute, we'll leave it there. Oh, there's some stairs, are there? We can't get down the stairs, or is it something I missed? Anyway. Maybe we need a key to get downstairs. We'll need that apple now. Got some of my health back. Even the noise of the footsteps is the same. That was a bit of a bad move, Wayne. Can we go for the Scottish flag now? Okay, so let's go this way. We got 2 keys the same. Get out of the way. Ooh, how the heavens did I survive that? And I'm dead. I'm dead. Okay, I'll get the general idea. I'm going to give that one a quick play. I wasn't really struck by it, to be honest. It does look like an Attic Attack clone to me. And we just start straight away if we press space. Yeah, I don't have the energy to go around trying to explore what to do with that. It seems a bit brutal at times, but yeah, it's graphically okay. It's not my cup of tea, I'm afraid. This is my cup of tea right here, and it's going cold, so I'm going to have a drink of it. All 3 of these will be available from the same website. I'm going to say that was probably a 7 out of 10. It's the least favourite of the 3 games that I've played for the Spectrum Next today. And we're going to move on from this and go to some more recent Spectrum games to end the show on. So I'll flip things around a little bit. I hope you enjoyed these next games, 3 in a row, and triple play on the next. That's unusual from Retro Robbins. I usually get the occasional one every now and then. However, I am working on getting a few more Spectrum Next games put into this show so you can see more Next content. But I don't want to do anything that everybody else is doing. I like to do my own individual thing. Hence, that's the reason why that I was probably the first person YouTuber to do Crash related content, and there seems to be a few YouTubers all adding their own flavour and take on Crash magazines. As I collected everyone as a kid, I would say I was the foremost authority, but I can't remember what everything in the magazine is. Anyway, interesting, I like it. Dungeonette, probably at a push, leave it there for people to play at say one of the live events, or if I ever set up a few next for people to play. Personally, it's not one of mine. Thank you very much for watching that one. Let's move on to some homebrew. This is a follow-up to Beaded Fantasy. Well, definitely I think they've stopped putting made with the AGD engine or AGD plus engine. Right, very nice actually, graphically. Dark blue sky with a castle of some sort in the background that is green. You've got the 4 options, and the most important option there, option. Anyway, redefinable keys, bang on, and I don't mind if I do. So we're going to participate in redefining the keys. Oh, all of a sudden the font goes to normal, and we've got to just go left, right, and jump. Well, no, if it's just that simple, press enter to go to the main menu. Let's do something a little bit. So I can only use... yeah, let's try it again. 4. Left, right, jump. And enter the main menu. 1 for keyboard. Let's start this game and see if it's the same as the other one. Great AY tune for the opening. And great, great, I love it. I love a good... option screen, if you like. It kind of makes the game a bit better. It's well done. I love the green look of the slime coming off the letters. That looks, you know, gives it a good atmosphere. Good touch. Here we go. Are you ready? I was born ready, wasn't I, TJ? Let's paint. Well, I don't like painting myself, so there's nothing really. This is an introduction screen. How to, right? Yeah, we get that. We paint, and then we exit. So we get that. We go across here, and then the exit appears. So it's a little bit like Night Night, but more Spectrum Night, if you know what I mean. Bearded Fantasy was similar, I think. Now we've got some sort of music. I can see we've got a heart. We don't need to get the heart, but we do need to get the paint, don't we? But yeah, let's go through that way. We got 6 hearts, okay. So these first 2 levels, and then all of a sudden we get hit with the AY tune once you collect the objects you need to collect. Wow, that was quite a big jump. Hurry up! Did you hear his scream? Oh. Ah. Yeah, I'm liking that. That scream is awesome. Where did they get that sound sample from? That's funny as hell. Right, once again, no music. And then we'll click the heart. No, we didn't need to click the heart, but we needed to. Oh, sugar. I'm going to leave, there's a timer there, maybe that'll help me. Yeah. Ha. Oh! I get you, I hear you, brother. Where's the time limit? Oh, I can see it's those green things, isn't it? Counting down. Yeah, and it only gave me 1 more. How generous of them. Wayne, you moron! Oh, the exit would be there, which is not too bad. Little pumpkin, I like that. Yeah. that squeal of pain, that is just so good, in a way. Oh, I can see we're going to have a bit of a sore point on this screen. Right, here we go. Let's get this party started. One pixel touch to that little ghosty there and you're toast. Yeah, it's filling them in via the block. So it's kind of like a fun puzzle game. Yeah, you can tell me to hurry up because I've completed, yeah. Bonus time, 116. Great, level complete. Let's get on to the next one then. This could be one that I could probably stick on Bratz. Where's the painting things in the other room? Oh, it would be, wouldn't it? Okay. Oh wow, how the heavens am I going to get to that side? Can we get through that fence up there, or is that a no-no? Yes, we can. We'll take the time for it. Oh no. Oh well, at least you started me there. I'm happy about that. I've got 1 heart left, so hopefully we'll get to complete this screen. Oh, there's a beer! I want the beer. I want the beer. Hurry up! Oh, happy, come on, get to the beer. Go. What? I don't know what that sound sample was, but it sounded interesting. Level complete. Yeah, man. Level 6 already, and I'm flying through the levels like I'm. Oh, great! Someone put a saw in my way. Does the timer start only when you've collected the... Hurry up, Wayne. Where's that going to drop? I've got to drop down the top there. Happy hour. I need to get to happy hour. I want the happy hour. That was funny. Oh, wow. So that gets rid of the monster. I like it. We need... Oh, change of aim voice. Oh, well, you would put the exit up there, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to drop to it. Cool. Look at that. I've got a bonus as well. I can see my time now. Like that little colour thing at the bottom. I don't know how long I had left, but, you know, I can see where it is. Right, located. Let's go for it. It'd probably be better if I went this way, wouldn't it? Oh, man. Did I make a right hash of that? Yes, I did. It didn't touch me just. I'm going to struggle to get to me paint. Oh, how'd you get around that? Oh, that was great. Death ending as well. That is excellent. That is a fun play. And the scream was funny as anything. Look at that. That's how you do an ending sequence. Something colourful, something loud, and something quite spooky. And that was good. Rebearded Fantasy, the sequel to Bearded Fantasy, and I think that is fantastic. I absolutely love it. It's also available on itch.io, which is where I downloaded it from. Game marks out of 10. I'm going to go a full 9 out of 10. That's cool. That is cool. I love the sound effects. It's like improve the previous game. Yes, it's made with a development engine, but that doesn't matter. If you come up with an original idea and you work around the limitations that you're given with these engines, you can come up with a fun, playable and enjoyable game. But a little bit of humour in there with those sound effects and you have a good time. And that's what retro gaming's all about. Enjoying games from the past and now the present and creating something new which you couldn't have done back in the day. Imagine if you'd released this back in 1989 or 1991, you'd have had a good seller and you'd have been had a good write-up in Crash or your Sinclair user or Sinclair program. I like that game, so yes, give it a go. I highly recommend. Hit the fan. Nova Games. We all know that Richard Dolan does amazing things with beeper music, and yet again he's come through on 100% with this. We only got the two options though this time around, keyboard or Sinclair. We don't get Kempson and we don't get redefinable keys, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, this is going to obviously be a shoot 'em up. Hit the Fan was also on a Crash colour tape. This is the 48K version and there isn't much difference between that. We'll just get straight in a good tune. Nice effects. Amazing. That sounds really good in a Spectrum beeper. Yeah, and you think, well, how's he doing that? But if you amplify it, it sounds even better. Tally ho! So we're flying through the crowds. I remember this now. And is it empty shoot or just back? Oh no, this one we don't. We just have to fly through the crowd. Right. Before we go any further, let's try the 1 to 8K version and see how that sounds. I should think it'll still have the same beeper music. I think that's meant to sound like someone talking through the microphone like in the old days. It's an AY version of this. I don't know, I don't think it's as good as the beeper. The only benefit of the 1 to 8K is if it's got in-game music. If it's got in-game music, then fair enough. But I don't think this is better than the beeper 48K version. I think the beeper was better. It sounds a bit more clear, but I actually enjoy the beeper more. Okay, here we go. QAOP. QAOP, and all we got to do is, it's almost... Okay, we do have an AY sound. taking some of my energy hit there. Can you see the concentration on my face? I don't want to run into any dead ends. Don't know the map that well. I find yourself a gap and then just go for it. We'll go down the bottom. We're doing okay. We've flown through the clouds quite nicely. Well, I said that, and then I went and hit one of them. So, well, this could be sticky. I notice I'm getting further and further forwards. Maybe if I go back a little bit, give myself a little bit of breathing room. It's like an easier version of Flappy Bird, isn't it? Quite a long level, to be fair. Good sprite graphics there, and good graphics for the clouds. Very nicely pixelated, shall we say? Drawn, even. All that AMAUROTE tune's just gone up to the next level. Hear that? That's cool. I like that. That must be the end. So what we got to do is fly into the pipe. Hey-ho! Change your scenery. Oh, well, now we got fire. So yeah, this is where. First level then is just a control level, is it? Is this one of them boss fights where you've got to hit him like hundreds of times to get around him? I hate these sort of games where you can't fire in backwards, so you've basically got to wait till he goes past you. I'll wait so he goes, whoops, the scenery kills you as well. Oh wow, that was tough. Once you get into the place, change your scenery. Here we go. Quite an intense bit of music though, isn't it, really? Oof. Talk about getting them to appear in the most unusual of places. This is the sort of game that Brett would be good at because he's good at shoot 'em ups. Not my sort of cup of tea. Looks like we got to the first point. Is that sort of an invincibility we just got there? Perhaps you need to know the map because I bet you can end up going down the wrong dead end there. Well, they just literally appeared right on top of me. There wasn't a lot I could do about that. Oh, I'm gonna be dead. I'm gonna be dead. Where did we start? Right at the start, or yeah, right at the start. That was a bit of annoying, really. Well, we was aware that they appeared on top of me, so we should be able to get through this next part pretty well. Okay, we get a bit of an invincibility, so we'll leave it to the last minute. We can basically fly through things when we're invincible, so that was handy to know. Now they appeared on top of me before, so I'm going to get right to the front. There they go, they're right where I didn't want them to appear. They're coming out the pipes, or they're meant to look like they're coming out the pipes. So yeah. Well, I've already done better than before. Got to watch the steam out of the pipes as well. Oh, okay, I'm going to make it to the end. I haven't got much energy left. Well, I've done really well considering I haven't relayed this before. To get to the third level, yeah, this is a tricky little game. Quite a long level as well. But I made it to the end of that level. I suspect I won't make it any further than this. Some great graphics here. I like that, sprites. Yes, I know it's all monotone, but it's a shoot 'em up. Oh, this could be a boss fight. Potentially. Oh wow, that is evil. Whoa, that was evil. That was evil. Right, yeah, okay. I'm dead. I'm dead, I think. How many guys have I got? 3? 4? Oh, I've lost my keys. I've lost my keys. I've got the wrong keys. Where have I gone? Right. Oh, he goes right up there, does he? Right, let's see if I can get up to there. I can't get to that flappy thing. If I can get to that flappy thing, maybe that's the key. So what I'm doing is I'm letting go of OP in order to shoot all of these. Come on. Right, get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way. Let's get up there. Okay, we're invincible for a bit, so maybe I can, while I'm invincible, and make the most of the... I'm shooting loads of bullets, but I'm not hitting him. Well, unless I kill him now, I'm dead. Oh, that's tough. Didn't like that boss fight. That boss fight was a bit too tough for me. That music's a bit loud as well. Do apologise there. I didn't realise how loud that was. Yeah, I've had that symbol on my logo before now, haven't I? It's a good shoot 'em up. It really is quite a good shoot 'em up. The 48K's beeper is better, but the 128K sound effects in the background, maybe if you could have an amalgamation of the two. Start with the beeper music rather than that tune, because I didn't like that. I preferred the beeper, something about it more crisp. The graphics were okay and good in places and sometimes a bit predictable, but not a bad game overall. And I would say probably about a 7.5 out of 10 for the shoot 'em up. It's not bad. If you're good at shoot 'em ups, you may enjoy that. That boss fight though was a bit brutal. I couldn't do it. I kept taking, what I was doing is I was going to Q&A and just hitting rapid fire, and then trying to find OP without looking down, and as soon as I looked down I was hitting the scenery and I was dying. So yeah, okay, we'll move on then to another game before we call it a day. We're going to spit to him. I've come across this one. It's a sequel to a game that I played earlier in the year, or last year maybe, I can't remember how far back it was. The Return to Bat Hell. BONI 2. Yeah, text on the screen. I know we've got a rotation type border thing, but text on the screen doesn't really do it for me. I'm not a fan of that sort of thing. I like to see graphics in this now. Good font though, so if we press 2 we should start game, and hopefully we'll move into the game. I know what this is, it's a survival game. Probably got to pull levers to open gates, and if I remember rightly the last one was a bit brutally tough, so I'm not expecting anything from here. I couldn't get off the third screen on the last one, so let's try this. It's using some of the same AY tunes. That's just like a Benny Hill theme. I presume that everything that's red is going to kill you. We can't go through that barrier, that's pretty obvious. Right, one mere touch and you're in trouble. So I think the best way to go about this... So I can see where the difficulty is going to lie. It's going to lie here. Yeah, we've got that far. And that's opened the barrier, so we can probably get off this level now. Level complete. Well, that looks a bit tricky. First play that was ever, so I didn't expect that, but I can work out once again, same rinse and repeat. What is the glowing orb though? Do we collect the glowing orb? Oh, I'm jumping way too high. That, I hate that. I hate that. I was jumping. The glowing orb has disappeared, so perhaps I've lost the time to get that bonus. I nearly died then. Right. Rocky. Oh, rubbish. Yeah. Okay. I know what it's about. It's very uninspiring at the moment. I'm sure if we can get to later levels, maybe it'll change a little bit. Not one for me, I'm afraid. I'm going to give that a 5 out of 10. It's just... Steve, yeah, it's okay. It's, if you know, good AY tune, give it that. But the use of those AY tunes that you've heard before, you want something a bit more original, not something that anyone else has created. I'm sure there's got to be other tunes that could have been better. It's a bit silly having a silly tune in a perilous situation like that, yeah. And there wasn't much animation in some of the that sprite movement, was there really? I didn't see much, anyways. But yeah, 5 out of 10. That's all I can give that one. So let's move on to the last game of today before we have to call it. It's going to be a long show. I do apologise. Hope you've enjoyed it so far. Retro Robbins don't do short shows because he's got a lot to cram in, because he's doing one a month at the moment, and I need to do one every week. And I've got enough content to do that. Oh no, not more monkeys. Okay, this is going to be, obviously it's going to be a bat them down game type thing, if I can remember what the keys are. Just like those little handhelds, but I don't see the point of them, to be quite honest. So you just got to get to where they appear at the top. You've got to be in line, it will automatically bat them. So you've got to see who goes first. Yeah, you can see the monkeys appearing. Yeah, okay. It's... I hated those little devices as a kid because I thought they were rubbish. And as an adult, seeing something like that done on a Spectrum just doesn't do anything for me, to be fair. It's... Yeah, I suppose it's a blast of nostalgia for somebody, but certainly not me. What is he whacking? It looks like he's whacking them with the top of his head. Is that meant to be something he's holding? What does the red signify? The red must mean they're going to jump higher. So the colour is significant. Yeah, so it's O and P. The keys are actually on the screen, isn't it? So points are 18. Yeah. I could carry on doing this all day, but no, I don't think I will. I'm already bored, you know. It's too slow at the moment. It needs speeding up. I get the idea. I understand what they're trying to do, but really, do we need this sort of a game? I can do something in basic just as good. In fairness, yeah, the red monkeys means they're going to jump even higher, so the middle one probably come next. There we go. 27. There's no real urgency, is there? It's taking a long time to get going. If it starts going a little bit quicker, then yeah, I'll get it. But yeah, we're up to 30 points and I really haven't been challenged at all. So maybe I should just die and call it a day. I notice when you press P, it jumps right across the screen when it needs to. Yeah, no, no. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I think we should call that a day. What do I think of that game? I'm going to give that a 3 out of 10. I don't like it, it's rubbish. I'll be honest, I don't see the point of that. You know, if you've got one of those handheld things, if you can't get hold of that and you want a nostalgia blast, I suppose it's okay. But for me, yeah, it's just rubbish. I'm not a fan, I'm afraid. And with that, shall we say, it's time to end today's show. Hit the tune, Emo. Yeah, brutal, I know. 3 out of 10. What can I say? It's only a matter of opinion. Don't forget, today's show is only a matter of opinion. It's my opinion. Hopefully something you can relate to. Do you disagree with my opinion? I would love to hear from you if you do. Make sure you hit the like button if you've enjoyed or watched plenty of this video. If you want to see me making more content like this, that is essential to get these videos out to the people who enjoy this type of content. In the meantime, I'm glad that you could join me for some great Spectrum Next games, for a little bit of news on Crash Live. Keep posted on that. I've got more Crash Live stuff coming up soon. More games to review, more Crash Smash material coming up next month, well, in a few weeks time hopefully. I've already started process of recording that video before we've even finished this video. Yeah, that's probably one of the worst ratings I've ever given on this show, 3 out of 10. I may have given lower, but I can't recall it. Still, with all that said, there's only one thing left to do, is to wish you all a good working week or weekend. You take care, and hopefully till we see you again in the next show. From Emo, who hasn't made an appearance today, he's on the skateboard. My front camera's stopped working. It's goodbye from him, it's goodbye from me. You take care, keep it retro, keep it 8-bit, keep it real. See you soon. Bye!
Retro computing has a place in our hearts. From Sinclair to Commodore, where do we start? 8-bit computing in the modern age, where vintage computers take center stage. It's the Retro Robbins Show, Retro Robbins Show. Plug in a joystick and let the good vibes grow. The Retro Robbins Show, go live, subscribe, stay in the know. We've got reviews and gaming vibes. We do upgrades and repairs, all of it live. So come to the channel and just drop in. Take off your hat, let the show begin. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. It's the Retro Robbins Show, Retro Robbins Show. Plug in your computer, let the good vibes grow. The Retro Robbins Show, go live, subscribe, stay in the know. Oh yeah, take it away. Oh take it away.